It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to it. If you've only just tuned in, where have you been? You've missed out on so much. It's been an awesome start to the week. Of course, a bumper sporting weekend. Formula One headed into its sixth race of the season at the Monaco, the famed Monaco Grand Prix this weekend, with a couple of South African celebrities there watching. How they pulled it off, I don't know, but Lewis Hamilton, he enjoyed a pretty frantic afternoon in Monaco to show his class and secure the 77th win of his career. It's quite insane. And of course, his third in Monaco, finishing ahead of Ferrari Sebastian Vettel, which might surprise some, and his Mercedes teammate, Valtteri Bottas, to talk us through all of that drama. And there was plenty of drama in Monte Carlo. Welcome our trusted Formula One. And you are trusted Formula One expert.
That's good.
Ciro, dude.
I was about to say, I think we pretty much figured out how those South African celebrities were able to make it in Monaco. Just different tax bracket than we are in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
man.
They are in a
And they weren't even there like on a
They-
diet, like they were on their best life train.
The same tax bracket that Ciro's in, basically.
Well, you know, Monaco is a tax haven, so maybe they're trying to get there.
You need to hook us up. But of course, I think a lot of the attention this weekend would have been, you know, the Formula One family focusing in on the legacy of Niki Lauda, Lewis Hamilton, of course, more specifically. What do you think the legend would have made of this?
It was so great to see the unity between the drivers. They were all wearing special hats for Niki, and Niki did win 2 of his championships with Ferrari. So I think if he was looking down and he saw Merck, which was his team when he died, and Ferrari, which was his team in his youth, he would have been pretty happy to see them both on the podium. So that one really was for Niki. As soon as Hamilton's team came over the radio, they said that one was for Niki. And it was an emotional weekend for Hamilton. You know, he was excused from his press duties so that he could mourn as well. So I have a feeling that backstage, Hamilton shed a couple of tears over this one. He really had to work for it.
Well, I was going to say, because, I mean, we love the razor-like focus where, you know, you see his true champions class come out, and he needed it. You said Monaco is tight. That might have been an advantage for him with the tyres deteriorating in the way that they were, but he needed to pull every trick out. 100%,
you know, and there's a great quote by Nelson Piquet. He said, "To be honest with you, I hate Monaco. It's like riding a bicycle around your living room." It's a really tight circuit, and it's widely accepted that overtaking is just too risky. And I almost feel like I want to spend the whole segment talking about Charles Leclerc, because it was his first home Grand Prix, and it was a heartbreaking weekend for him, mostly because of an error by his team. But obviously the real story was up front, and this gets a little bit technical. It's a bit boring, but stay with me. So Formula One teams get a bunch of tires they can use, right? The hard tires are not as fast, but they last the longest. You can go the whole race. And this weekend proved that Mercedes is not infallible, because they had the chance to switch Lewis onto hards when the safety car came out. They left him on mediums, and the mediums degrade quicker, and that's why to the end of the race he had no grip. And there are very few people in the world who can drive a Formula One car with no grip for 78
on a street circuit.
And like you said, Monaco did help him, because on a normal circuit he would have been eaten for breakfast, he would have had to pit, and he would have finished the race in 5th. But in Monaco, he could just close the door on every single driver, on every corner, drove a real champion's race. He worked hard for this one. And I know if there's a lot of people out there who are not Hamilton fans, but he deserved this one.
Yeah. Would you say that was a bit of an experimentation in terms of like knowing the fact that if you qualify up front, like you said, it's very difficult to be overtaken by anyone. So applying that strategy of using the hard tires, knowing that they don't have as much grip and speed, that they were kind of experimenting to see where the car is then.
Yeah, Hamilton actually came on the radio and said, "I cannot believe you guys left me out on medium."
Yeah, exactly.
And just quickly, you know, this is Leclerc here. What happened was he went for a daring overtake down into the Rascasse corner. He hit the barriers. He actually pulled the overtake off twice before, so he was got confident. This was also incredible.
Is that the touch?
That was an unsafe release by Red Bull. They let Verstappen run out into Bottas. Bottas got a puncture and had to re-pit, and that completely ruined his race as well. Although he still came 3rd. So he drove a great test. That was incredible. That gave Max Verstappen a 5-second penalty, and so he finished 2nd in the race on track, but he got pushed back to 4th, and that pushed the 2 Mercedes onto the podium as well.
Man,
so,
it sounds like it was more action than we anticipated. The kind of drama you want to have.
That was the parking lot down at Rascasse.
I'm just picturing.
You know, he just needed a break. He's like, "Look, I'll be here. Let me just get this into reverse." So someone, forget that driver, but someone tapped him out. He spun, and then there was this really hilarious scene of
17-point turn.
So next up, we're heading to Canada.
Yeah, Canada, Montreal, fantastic circuit. Good old school circuit. There's been some incredible racing there in the past.
There will be overtaking.
Yeah, there will be some overtaking. And an interesting thing about Canada, actually, is they've got this thing called the Wall of Champions, where pretty much every champion has crashed into it. So,
Oh, is that why it's given that name?
so it's got that nickname. Yeah, it's a great circuit.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to having you back again, Ciro, as we look forward to the next of the big races in this Formula One season, which is proving to be quite interesting, even for those casual viewers that we were talking about last week.
Get up Formula One,
Absolutely.
Hey? Come on.